Hey guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. In the midst of doing this, I am taking some medication, but it's taking medication when I need to. I'm not taking it, so I'm not drinking and taking medication. I just won't do that. So I'm here to review, sponsored by Brad again. He gave me 2 drinks a couple of weeks ago when I worked with him, by MoonDog Brewery. Ogden, Nash's Pash, Rash. There it is. It is a raspberry candy Imperial Stout. It's 8.2% ABV and it's 2.8 standard drinks. MoonDog Brewing, Party Limited, 32 Shifley Drive, Preston, Victoria 3072. And their socials, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram is moondogbrewing.com.au. Product of Australia. Best before, see bottom of a can. Let's just have a look at that. 20th of the 5th. 2021. I think that's out of date. Oh well. Not by March. Yeah, not by March. Anyway. Is that a 6 or an 8? Or a 5? Anyway. I'll get into a glass and if it kills me, it kills me. Ooh, bit of my mustache hair there. I should be able to tell straight away, like because it's past its use by date, whether it'll be average or not. I wasn't expecting a head because of the high alcohol content in there. So I wasn't expecting it to have a head. I probably could have... I'll add some more of that later. I'll get into the sniff. Ooh, raspberry. It's almost like it's obviously like it says, it's like a candied raspberry. Not like a fresh raspberry. It's got like that like really like sweet sweet candy raspberry. Smells good. I'll get into my pelican-like mouth and let you know my thoughts. We all know that I did that raspberry. I did another raspberry one similar to this by Riverside, I think. I can't remember now. I have done one and that was really good. I'm just not sure. Just not sure. The use by date has nothing to do with this. Like, I'd be able to tell if the use by date had affected the quality of what I'm tasting. Obviously, we're in the colder weather. I'm gonna swirl that last bit around. Maybe some more of that flavour using that last little dreg. It does have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm just trying to work out whether I like it or not. Excuse me. Candy is dandy, but beer is near, with plenty of lollies and wee bit of folly. A stout so big, bougie and sweet, a beer so tasty, I never did meet. Is that all it's got on there? Yep. That's all it's got on there. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's whether I like it enough to give it an above average score. So I'll tell you what I do like about it. The sort of there's like a chocolatey backbone to the back palate, and I feel like the raspberry gets lost in that. It's there, but it gets lost in that. Well, the aftertaste, you don't really get a lot of the raspberry component to it. You just hit with that chocolate part, which would be good if it was more balanced. It's not really balanced all that well. So I'm gonna try to save this review because it's going downhill fast, and I'll talk of a bit of a story with the word Pash on there. So grade 6, there was a girl I liked in primary school, and at the time I didn't know she was going out with someone, but I think she was going out with someone, and obviously made mention that I wanted to Pash her, and then subsequently that circle of people started calling me Pash. And I remember when we graduated, we had this thing. We had these teddies where people would sign on them or write messages and stuff, and a few people wrote the word Pash on there. So it's just sort of a useless fact there, but yeah. Good old primary school crushes, eh? Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know about this. From a like, if this didn't have like raspberry candy and it just said Imperial Stout, and like on the back it said like it had hints of raspberry or whatever, like that might bump it up like a 0.5 of a rating. Like the drinkability for its ABV standpoint is actually quite easy to drink for something that high. You do get that sort of slight alcohol burn hug that I talk about on this channel as it goes down. So that is quite a nice experience. If I didn't say, it's in a 440ml can. So yeah, the drinkability is quite good for its high ABV. Especially being like a darker beer with a high ABV, like I feel like if you get that wrong, there's sort of nowhere to hide. In a drinkability standpoint, like I could probably drink 3 or 4 of these, no worries. Would I prefer to drink something else? Probably. But because the drinkability of this, like, it's not heavy. Like some stouts are heavy, and with the high ABV, you could only probably knock out one or maybe two if you're lucky. This one, even though it's a high ABV thing, I could probably drink a few of these, and maybe get into it by the second or third. But I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Sorry, MoonDog. At least you didn't get a 4 like the last beer that I reviewed ages and ages ago that got a low rating. Yeah, it's slightly disappointing not having a drink for a while and then coming back to something that I didn't enjoy. But what I will say, guys, is this is just my opinion. That's it. All right, I've seen really good reviews and rave reviews on this of people loving it. Yeah. So, like, if I ever do bad reviews or perceive bad reviews, like, this isn't even a really bad review when you look at it. It's just an observation from me, and that's it. You never know. Like, I could try another one of these in a completely different time, where I might be feeling a bit different or whatever, and I can get into it a little bit more, and I might rate it a bit higher. So, like, it's all subjective, and don't really take anything I say with too much push or pull power, because ultimately it's just my opinion, and you might have a completely different opinion if you try it. So don't ever watch my reviews, especially like the breweries that get sort of a below like a 7. It isn't necessarily like a point the finger of like you need to do better, because there's so many people that like this beer, and so you don't have to pander to just one individual because one individual didn't like it. And you guys at home should not just have my reviews as gospel that you have to believe that. And like I've said in other videos as well, is that sometimes you read a review on a restaurant and it's so bad, and you go there and it's great, or you get takeaway from that place and it's great. You can end up going to a place that's got like 5 stars, and either the food's bad or the experience within that is bad, which ends up making you not want to go back there. And so everything's all subjective, and everything also has to be looked in like isolated incidences, because if we talk about like going to a place that's got a good review, you might go there on a bad evening where they're like flat knacker, or you might go there on a bad evening where you've had particular workers that have worked a bucket load of shifts and are tired and fatigued, and so like the output of their food and the effort and the smiles and the what's the word I'm looking for, the enthusiasm within you being there can be off based on a whole number of factors. So like, I don't think anyone really should look at reviews as like the stock standard of things that you need to believe. They're just a person's opinion, and that's it. So it's a 6.5 for me. I could probably try this on another day and it might be an 8. So MoonDog, you don't need to do any better with this, because I know people love it. You don't need to try to change anything to impress me, and I have had a few of your other beers. I don't think I've reviewed any. I've had a MoonDog Lager. I'm fairly sure. I don't think I reviewed that. I think I just drank it. I'm trying to think of anything else from MoonDog I've had. I'm fairly sure I probably have. I'm close. I'm getting close to 100 beers in like 2.5 years. So averaging that out to probably like 2 beers a week or less than that, to be honest. I lose track of everything that I review, unless like it's like a standout, like knockout beer that just goes in the back of my mind and goes, yep, I'll remember that experience. So anyway, I've waffled on enough. Cheers. And stay tuned, because I'm sure this will be uploaded before my Dazpam review that I'm doing on the fly, adding all the little snippets of videos in the next 2 weeks. This should be up long before then. So cheers, guys.